Welcome on stage. Woohoo! John, good morning. A wonderful
Morning.
welcome.
Hi.
Hi, Danny. Please take a seat.
Thank you.
Come closer to me.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a nice round here. So how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. So excited for the
For
new...
good reasons. For good
Yeah.
reasons, John. And Danny, for you?
Perfectly. I mean, yesterday was pretty exciting. We saw that everyone is talking about the battery showcase, so that's what I'm looking
That's
for.
What your heart for automation beats for, right? Okay, perfect. So before we get into the topic of the servo drives, why don't you explain what your role within Siemens is and what you're responsible for?
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Yang Zhong from China, and I'm responsible for the new upcoming S200 servo drive system as the system marketing manager.
And I'm responsible in motion control, the vertical sales for battery, tire, electronics, and automotive. So basically everything you need to build up a modern car.
Great.
So we are in the battery showcase. We got drive, so to say. How will the battery industry more or less benefit from our new inventions and solutions? Danny, currently anywhere we look around at the fair booth or in the news, everybody, like really everybody is talking about battery.
Yeah.
So could you explain it a little bit more in detail, please?
Sure. So the general reason why everyone is talking about battery is very simple to name. It is the global target to become carbon neutral. And there are two market segments directly related to the battery industry. So first of all, it leads to a booming e-car market.
I mean, booming is definitely the thing. Talking into the audience here, hands up. Who has an e-car already? Okay, we got 1, 2. Hey, come on, you guys. E-bike, maybe. They also need batteries.
Yeah.
All right. See, okay. I knew that was going on. So,
But it definitely will get more in the next years because there are several reasons. For example, in the European Union, new combustion engine cars will be banned from 2035. And the recently released IRA program in the US consists of high funding for e-mobility.
Yeah, and let me add, similar situation in China. China announced that it plans to reach the carbon neutrality by the year 2060.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And
And of course, there's a second main pillar
Yes.
for the battery industry, and that's the battery or energy storage market. You see, if we want to reach the goal of carbon neutrality globally, we need a higher share of the renewable energies. But if you want to have and maintain a stable power grid, even with an unstable power supply from the renewables like wind and solar, we need a high amount of energy storage systems.
and that really explains the booming battery market now. So
Exactly.
we got into details. Now, what are the challenges, so to say, what we are facing in this market and how can we as Siemens address those challenges?
Yeah. You see, it is a very fast growing market, and therefore the key is speed. So we need a short time to market, and our machine builders must be able to design, engineer, and commission their machines in a very short time frame. So here at Siemens, we can support because we can provide an end-to-end portfolio, starting from the software to the PLC, drives and motors, and all the components you need to build up a cabinet. And also we can provide the engineering support as well as the service worldwide.
yes, and talking about fast time to market, now I'm so excited to introduce you our new upcoming Siemens portfolio, Siemens member of Dynamics S200. The Dynamics S200 is available as a system that consists of the servo drive, then we have 2 servo motor and cable connectors. And the entire system fits perfectly with our thematic controller. So we can provide a fast time to market via our system, via the TIA portal. Yeah. And the S200 itself is quite easy to use, I should say. That with our integrated the holding brake control and the embedded web server, The new web server is very intuitive and user-friendly. You must want to try it. Yeah. And we have a lot of things that you need to just try it to feel it, how it is easy to use.
So easy to use. You've been working in that tool for long, so you definitely know your way around to maneuver. But I think it is really like a plug-and-play solution what you guys put in there. So
Exactly.
perfect. It sounds like we got good arguments here for the fast time to market when everybody knows how to use the systems. So what about what could be other challenges for the battery industry?
Well, you see, there's always another crucial point, and this is that there's always a demand for high quality batteries with less waste during the production. And this is just to keep the cost at a minimum. Because, for example, raw material prices, like for lithium, for example, in the last 2 to 3 years, they increased by a factor of around about 8 up to the peak prices.
8 times as
Eight
much.
times. And even we saw some slight decrease in the last couple of weeks and months. It stays one important element.
I wish I had invested in there.
Yeah. And at the same time, the automotive industry is pushing the battery manufacturers so to produce faster, more efficient, but most of all, to have a higher power density inside the battery cells. So here at Siemens, we can support with our long and profound know-how in converting applications, which is basically the core element to build up a battery cell.
Yes, we have the standard converting applications for battery that which requires a good performance of motion control. Yes, and I think to be more efficient and cost optimized is always the top priority in the business. So that's where the S200 comes in. That we are designed to meet the requirements of a standard servo market. So that means we can provide a balance of price and performance.
It does sound great, and I love it that you're so enthusiastic about your product. I mean, that's very perfect. In regards of the S200 benefits specifically, can you deep dive into that topic for us, please?
Yes, of course. The S200 has a fast cycle time and with 350% of overload capacity, which can provide a good performance. And the system, the S200 actually is a very flexible system that can provide different variants to meet our customer requirements. So they can choose the most suitable combination for their applications. I should say not only for the drive, but also the motor cables can provide this flexibility. The drive we have S200 and S200 Basic, mostly difference from the power range and the safety functions. And for the servo motor, we can provide the low, the medium, and high moment of inertia motors, and of course, with different resolutions of encoders. And for the cables, except the standard cable now, we can provide the high-banding flexible cable connected to the S200 system.
It sounds like with Dynamics S200, you got it covered. You don't have to worry about anything. What else can we offer? You got the benefits now. What else is in there?
Yes, as we mentioned, the S200 is the system, consists of drive, motor, cable connectors. Now the closed system is designed to meet the requirements of global standards and certificates. So like the CE, like the UL, KC, SEMI 47, and more certificates.
And this is exactly what we need because battery business is a global topic. And you know, the time when batteries were produced only in Asia, this is gone. So we see new gigafactories popping up all over the world. And at the same time, we see that a lot of car manufacturers start to build up their own battery factories. And why do they do that? It's just to have the whole value chain in their hand, and most of all, to be more independent from the global supply chain.
I mean, this is present now. We're talking about all those gigafactories and the high amount of batteries we will be using. So what about the future? What is your guess? How will it develop?
Yeah, you see, we definitely see battery industry not as a short-term business. We see it as a long-term business and as a sustainable business. And of course, there's always the request for better automation in order to produce faster and more efficient. But it's not only the production that is evolving, it is also the battery type itself. So earlier we talked about lithium-ion batteries, which is definitely the most common one today. But we see new technologies coming up, like aluminum sulfur, sodium ion, or solid-state batteries. But also here, sustainability is a crucial element because we have limited resources, right? So as a consequence, the raw material should be taken care of, right? Yes. And on the other hand, it's not only the production and the technology of the battery itself that should be sustainable. Also, our Siemens products and solutions must be sustainable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
definitely.
A big topic. Sorry.
Yes, that's why the sustainability is a key strategy of our Siemens. Yes, and talking about the product need to be sustainable. I think even more, it should be how the product it is designed, how it is manufactured, and even packed need to be sustainable. So our S200, it is designed to be more compact compared with our last generation V90 system. The motor is reduced by 24% compared to the size, and the drive is more compact to reduced by 30%. So 24 and 30%.
That's
They are
quite remarkable.
remarkable numbers, you know, how difficult it is to make this optimization on the hardware side.
To me, it's always kind of a wonder because the products before were already like best to the maximum performance at that time when
Yes.
we developed them. But it's kind of crazy how fast this goes now that you get better and better and better numbers. So what the future, where is this going to? I mean, definitely we can say for the better industry at the moment, at place, the S200 is the perfect fit.
Yes, of course, the perfect fit. And talking about the manufacturing, how the manufacture should be sustainable. I think you may know that we newly established a new digital factory in China that's using the most advanced and sustainable technologies in every detail. So that's where the S200 system will be produced.
Is this where you will be located at, where this factory is?
Yes, we are in the same city,
Okay,
Nanjing.
and where is that?
Nanjing.
In Nanjing.
Nanjing,
Oh,
China.
this is where we have our digital factory, fully digitalized, simulated before we built it. A really super cool case. And we always say at Siemens, we drink our own champagne, we walk the talk, we use our own products, and that factory definitely is a highlight in the Siemens plants and factories. Sorry, little commercial break in here.
No, that's good. That's good. Yeah, and another point of the sustainability, our third generation drive will provide a totally paperless document. Yeah, that means that in the package we will no longer provide the paper document. That customer can use the QR code on the product itself to scan for whatever the document you need, and that definitely result in our less waste of the materials.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, we already know that from us in the office life. There is hardly any really printouts anymore. I mean, I'm still very vintage. I'm using my moderator cards instead of the iPad because I can be super spontaneous here with the cards. Yes. But in regards of how we work and the solutions we provide, there is not a lot of paperwork to be done anymore, right?
Right.
Yes.
Perfect. So thank you very much for the first insights in this topic here. I mean, great project you guys have been working on. For how long have you been working on that until you were kind of brave enough to say, okay, let's take it to the fair and present it?
Yeah, for the product, actually, the project starts very early. We are thinking of a lot of topics need to be designed, need to be integrated in this product, and the system needs to be performance optimized, need to be easy to use, and needs to be fit for future. is our concept of the next generation.
Exactly.
And fit for future is a very, very good call and cue for our audience here. Do you think you're fit for the future? Then I want to see a nodding head or thumbs up. Okay, I think they're all ready to go for
I
you
think
guys.
so, yeah.